Hello, class. How you doing? My name is Albert Keys. Um, 43 years old, born and raised NorCal, Bay Area, East Palo Alto, California, a few miles from Stanford University. Uh, Husband, proud father of four, uh, 44 years old, and my walk with Christ started as a child, but I didn't really return until I was late 30s. Leave it right there. What I think that would be most profitable that I can receive from this online class is the concept of worship. And I really thought it was going to be a cushion class, you know, but then I looked at the title, Practice of Worship, and it never really dawned on me until I watched the intro video, and then I watched the first lecture. And as the professor was discussing about worship, it was like bringing to my attention the need of the church as far as worship is concerned corporately, and just on the individual self. um, I too need worship and to understand what it is, so then that way I can worship. One thing I really like about the first reading, I can't think of it. I can't think of the book. The first two chapters we had to read. I don't have it in front of me right now. Please forgive me. But it was describing worship as, what you love is what you are, or what you are is what you love. That's beautiful. And sometimes you may love what you don't know. I think that's what it is. But both of those two chapters, extremely amazing, especially how they had the photo of the cathedral, which really was a shopping mall, which means, we worship going to the shopping mall. Each store is an altar. We take our stuff there, that we long, that we love, we take to the altar. We sacrifice our money for it, and we walk out, and then we experience another experience, take it home, and the experience is all gone. And then we're waiting for another experience, meaning consumerism, right? In a consumer society. Like, that was extremely amazing to me, just the outlook of that. And just the way that the book introduced worship as the eros to agape, for me, was personal. And it was just like, wow. So we actually kind of touched on it during Bible study, because we're actually teaching right now about worship and what it means. And it's completely off from what the book is saying. But the book is so clearly about, we need to ask ourselves, what do we want? And at the same time, we need to ask ourselves the question that Jesus constantly asks us: will you follow me? Because he wants our longings, our loves, and our desires, which is kind of like, that's how you worship. When you put me in place of all these things. And then just to mention and touch on the point of just being deformed by society, constantly giving us things to worship subconsciously. We're on autopilot and having these habits that we need to break. Man, it's deep. I'm glad I took the class. Definitely. And then I read the book, the E-Reserve from 27 and 32, about the Lord's Prayer. I used to say the Lord's Prayer every day since the age of 12. And it was, as the book said, worship, it was a habit. Just saying, I really didn't know what it meant. I just breezed through it, gives their daily bread. And then one day, someone was like, some said to me, because I would say it right before bed, some said, you know what? Why don't you actually take your time and say it, and actually listen to what you're saying and see if you understand it. And then after I started praying the Lord's Prayer like that, it started being more clear. I understood it in a different light, not just as a recite or a liturgy, something I do. It became, this is the way I need to live my life. And it took on a different meaning for me. I think that's when I began to worship. That was my experience right there. not just doing and saying, but being in the moment and being in the moment with Christ. All right, look forward to you guys' comments, and we're gonna have a great time this season. God bless you. Amen.